What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another big episode of Big Sis. And we're actually on episode 21. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I'm so
Oh my
proud of
gosh.
us.
Consistently 21 every week. That's crazy.
Yes, you guys, we are serious about, getting you to these right places and helping you with whatever you guys might need help with. So, we are actually reading a book. It's called The Four Agreements. Totally recommend it. I'm not even done with it, but it's so good. And I wanted to talk about something that I'm sure a lot of us can resonate with, and it's about being impeccable with your word. Now, Val, what do you think about what came to mind when you started to read that part of the book?
Yeah, so basically when it basically was saying be impeccable with your word, having intention with, what you say, right? Because it can impact what you say can impact anyone, whether it's positive or negative. And it depends on where it's stemming from, right? Where it's rooting from, what, where your mindset is at. Let's say you had a pretty crappy day. Everything you say from there on out is going to come from a place of like irritability or, not impeccable. I don't know how to say that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, or maybe you had a fantastic day and, every interaction you come face to face with, it's amazing and you influence their life because you're coming from a place of just, security, I guess, within yourself. So I don't know. What does impeccable mean to you when you first kind of, came across that word?
Well, when I came across that word, I just thought something I always thought of. I didn't really look at the root of the word, how it shares with us. I kind of always thought like impeccable means like great, something positive. I never really looked up the word, but I can relate to other things. But it was amazing to see like the root word, which for those of you guys don't know, it means without sin. And it's kind of funny that I think when I came across this, like you said, a lot of us tend to even do this on accident. We just like when we speak, we don't realize sometimes the words that we say and that we choose in the moment are so powerful, and it affects not only you, but everyone else around you as well. But most importantly, I think it affects you. We tend to even like sometimes jokingly say like, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh my God, I wish I was lazy or whatever. Like those things live in your subconscious mind. And from what I've learned, your subconscious mind can't identify whether you're joking or not. So I think we need to definitely bring up some awareness when we're speaking. I mean, could you agree?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I feel like I already knew that, but then also like it's refreshing to hear because it's so true. Like,
Yeah.
Whenever you're joking to yourself, you're like, oh, that was such a stupid choice. It's like you're joking to yourself, but in like there's always some truth behind it. So you're almost kind of like, wait, like was that true or was that, and you're like battling with yourself.
Yes. Or when you have that friend that's always like, just kidding. I'm like, oh, were you?
Like,
were you?
but you weren't at first, but now you are.
There's some truth
like,
behind every little joke that you make, even to yourself.
There is.
And I just bringing
100%.
awareness to that is important, just like bringing awareness to everything that you do. We live in this like autopilot life, and I think we need to step back sometimes and really evaluate how you feel about yourself and how can you change that. I mean, what's something you do right now proactively after reading that little part of the book? Like, what's something that you started to implement in your life to help you be impeccable with your word?
Yeah. I wanted to come from a place of positivity right from the beginning of the day. So I've been doing a lot of affirmations. Had to, kind of reprogram my mentality a little bit from, I guess, thinking negatively or letting anything from the past still affect my present, and try to just like reprogram myself like daily, like, this is, good, I am good, and I mean well, and you know what I mean? And just everything will fall into place, hopefully, if you really believe in it. And,
it's kind of like having your own faith in a sense too. I like
Yeah.
to kind of relate that with that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's powerful. I know for sure one thing that I started to do is just become very more aware of like what I'm saying and how I'm speaking to myself and how I'm speaking to others. Even
Mhm.
if I have something negative to say, I try to make it sound positive. Like I try to reframe the thought. So like rather than
Yeah.
saying like something that came to my mind yesterday night, actually, like I was kind of feeling, a little not as proactive about picking up my clothes on the floor, right? And I instantly thought, I'm like, oh, Angie, stop being so lazy. And I was like, wait, hold up a second. Let me take a step
Hold up.
back. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Stop everything.
Yes. So
I
I
mean, what'd you say?
had to stop myself in that path. And I did say it, but then I had to correct myself and say, Angie, stop being or what did I say? I said something along the lines of be more proactive and pick up your clothes versus like, stop being,
Stop being late.
yeah,
Like being negative to yourself, like to your own self.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it just reminds me too of being like a child. And that's just something that you hear all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously our negative thoughts come from what we learn in the past. And
Right.
it's really crazy to be aware of the way you speak to yourself without even knowing it until you become aware.
I was gonna say you brought up a really good point. How you said, "Oh, like it's like I'm speaking to a child," but that is how you have to speak to yourself sometimes, and it's not like in a like oh you're a child, like you need someone to tell you what to do. No, it's just more like pat yourself on the back and don't be so harsh on yourself like you would as a child. You're not gonna literally, yeah, you're not gonna tell a child like, oh, why are you so stupid? I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. Well, fuck. That's intense. But you're not gonna tell a child that because you want to reprogram them in the like nicest way possible because that's just the way it is. There was an experiment where there was two separate plants,
Mm-hmm.
right? I actually have two separate plants, but there's two separate plants, right? Plant A, plant B.
Mm-hmm.
And one experiment was they were talking negatively to plant B and positively to plant A. And plant A was like blossoming and blooming and growing, and plant B was like dying and like deteriorating. And it was like the power of the word is so effective, like it's just plain and simple, like it, that was, I don't know, it's crazy what the power of word can do.
Yeah, and I also heard of a similar experiment with water. I remember when I was going through massage school, this actually was introduced to me there. Like, like Pablo likes to say, everything's like vibrations. So
Yeah.
you speak negatively, like, even though it sounds crazy to a lot of you, probably like, oh, why would my water feel what I'm saying? But like, it's not so much about the feeling, it's more about the energy behind it, I believe. You're speaking to one water positively, you're saying, I love you, and you're great to me, blah, blah, blah. And then you're speaking
Yeah.
to the other one, like, I hate you, you son of a gun. All these
Yeah.
negative things.
Yeah.
It, I think in the experiment, it shows like how over time, when you speak that certain way to those waters, how much they transitions the water and how it changes the water. And from what I've heard too in massage school, they told me like if you drink it, it almost has a different taste as well. It's really,
Whoa.
I mean, I haven't personally tried it, but
Yeah.
maybe something you want to try out for yourself and see if that's something you can resonate
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what's something that you do to kind of make sure that you're, good for the day, or that, you set the tone for the day? Like I said, I've just been doing a lot of affirmations, and I've been doing a lot of nature walks, or podcasts, listening to podcasts, getting my head right.
I love
What
that.
have you been personally doing?
So this is something I've been proactively working on actually for the past few weeks. Nature walks is something I'm definitely going to be including in my life. I think we all need them. And I also do affirmations, but the night before I've been doing them. And I have been writing in my journal, like in the morning, right before I get my work started. And typically speaking, I also kind of go on a walk to get some clarity in the morning. And you know, it's just a numerous of things that I've started to implement into my life. And I definitely have noticed like a change of mood within me. Like I kind of have more spirit in my day and like less
Yeah.
lucky, more of a, I'm in a better mood, in other words, you know? How do you think that affects you when you like
Yeah.
do things?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have this glow to you after you put yourself first, right? Before you take care of everyone else, before you start your calls, before you can take care of that other person on the other phone. Like, you need to make sure that you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to, but you probably could do it on autopilot, but you want to, because you want to put yourself first. So
Yeah.
that way everything else you do can fall into place.
Ooh, I love that. And that's true. I agree with you 100%. I mean, you know that.
Honey,
But
of
any final
course.
thoughts on this subject or anything, maybe a last message you want to share with our little sis?
Um, yeah. I mean, I would say, since we started this book club, actually, the homework, I don't know if you know, Angie, but the homework, oh yeah, you do know. The homework is to write 10 things about yourself that you love.
Okay.
And, not a lot of people, can write 10 things, or some people can write 100 things, so it just depends
Ooh,
on where you're at. But I guess that'll kind of gauge, to see where your self-love is, and, see what you need to work on. So write 10
yeah,
things about yourself that you love.
I love that. And yes, I think we need to extend that homework. So a lot of you guys definitely, even I needed to do something like that for myself.
Yeah,
So,
I'm there, right?
um, message, I guess, I want to say is remind yourself to be kind to yourself. In order for you to be kind to others, you definitely have to start within. And if you can't do that, find a way to figure it out, because I think it's important to be okay within and be able to spread that energy, that good energy that people look for. Be that person that they're like gravitating towards because they're just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that human is just like someone I need in my life. Like there's a lot of people
Yeah.
in need of that. And start with yourself, be kind to
Yeah.
yourself. No one got you like you got you, okay?
Because at the end of the day, it's all about you.
Yes,
That's it.
boo. All right, guys. Well, we'll leave it at that. And as always, you can find us with questions at bigsisquestion@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.